Hello, welcome back to another deck profile with myself, Big R, and thank you to me for preparing this deck list on your YouTube for us. From the game that you just seen us have there, the Wargreymon versus Bloomlord, BT14 edition. We'll just jump straight in. We'll do what we always do first. We start off with the rookie or the eggs. Rookies all the way up. So at the beginning, I run 2 of the BT12 Bloomlordmon. Whenever you play Green Digimon, this line gets plus 2000. It's just whenever you're playing so much stuff out with like Sunflowmon and Ayatar still, it's really great. And one thing I've noticed as well is with the new BT14 Tanimons, whenever a Green Tamer becomes suspended on your turn, this will give the line plus 2000 as well, so it's just getting that DP buff for getting over anything big and heavy and scary. I still prefer this ratio. I might reduce it down to 1 Target Bala, the 4 Tanimons, but just because the deck just naturally itself brings out so much from the suspension. It's just nicer to have the Torque Ballamon still going strong in the deck. Moving on to our rookies, our 2 kind of like staples for rookies for board control: Pomnimon and Terriermon. BT9, BT5 with reprint from RBO1, shiny version. Just to keep everything, like can't give memory, so anything from the line of the Fenrir Ligamon and other decks still gain memory from and all. It's just even brilliant. And then all players can't play Digimon by effects. Yes, it affects us, but it also affects things like Digipolice. And it's like we don't mind slowing down because we're still going to control the board. One big alteration I've done to this deck, I'm still checking out to see what the ratios are like. I know the Searcher Palmons are fantastic, but instead of running 4, I've decided to run the 3. I feel like I've got that space that I don't need to circulate as often. For grabbing my pieces, it seems more balanced in a way of like, you can either play aggressively by memory choking, or you can play more wider brand from the format that we're in at the minute. So this might change back up to a 4, but at the minute we don't know. And if that does go up to a 4, we'll be reducing this down to a 3, which is the 4 copies of the BT13 Alamons. Just for the fact of, it still grabs our Yoshinos, but you'll see why I might reduce this down to 3 and put the Palmon back up to 4 down the line. But yeah, our searchers grab 1 plant, fairy, vegetation, and a tamer with Yoshino in its name. Still really good to get our memory setter out, and the inheritable, while you have a green tamer in play, reduce the evolution cost by 1 as the inheritable, which green seems to be doing a lot with the plant, fairy, and vegetation. So keeping with the inheritables, I've added in 2 copies of BT14 Palmon because its start of main effect works so well before going into your level 5 or your level 6s. You can be like, right, am I going to go in the Bloomlord and then straight into Quartz, or am I just going to hard play the or Digivolve into a Hydramon, spend, loot, opponent loses the memory, we gain it, and then bottom decking sources if it's a wide enough board. It'd be like, right, I'm gonna go from aggression to board control, and this helps keep that memory on our side a lot more for making that decision. That's why I only run it as 2. And the last 2 rookies that I'm running in the deck is actually the new Ukomons. Your turn, when one of your Digimon moves from the hatchery, moves from the hatchery, you get to hatch an egg, gain a memory. It's like, and with this and its own tamer to go with it, it is so good for like setting up that mini board, Digivolve, you know, like Digivolve into this, play the Louis for 3, raise it, gain 2 memory back, hatch an egg. Okay, you put your opponent to 1, what green likes to do best, which is memory reduction, or not memory reduction, the memory choking. And then having this ready, and just having this set out in the field. And one of the things I've noticed is that the typing of it is ancient space fairy. So it still has fairy in its traits. So I know there's this controversy at the minute, oh, Palmon's not able to find it. It is. It's just the way that it's particularly worded. And it is playable through the Sunflowmon and the Ayatar, because it has fairy in its traits. So you can still hard play this out if you want, and then play out the Louis and everything else for like late game. It's still really, really fun.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a thing.
Moving on to our level 4s, we're keeping to the 4 copies of the BT10 Sunflowmon, just because we like that draw power in the inheritable. We like to do the when digivolving, suspend, play out either any of our level 3s, any of our level 4s. That is plant, fairy, vegetation. The only thing it's not is, like, as I say, the Terrier one. The only thing it'll not be played out because it's not plant, fairy, or vegetation. Everything else is, so it's even fantastic. Adding on to that, we're still keeping to the BT14 Sunflowmon, but we're just down to 3 because we do like to play this out with the Sunflowmon or with the Ayatar, and then getting its reduction as an inheritable, but primarily for its main effect to suspend itself, reduce a fairy Digivolution, either going into our Lilymon or into our Bloomlord. For the reduced Digivolution cost of 2, it's still so much. It is really, really nice. Our last triple copy for our level 4s is the new BT14 Digimon. I love the inheritable, the reduced Digivolution cost by 1, but I also love its main effect. Your turn, once per turn, you can suspend a green Digimon, reduce the play cost of a green Tamer by 3. Either like playing the Yoshino, for the cost of 1. Playing a memory setter for 1 is just absolutely crazy in my head. And we do have other Tamers that are green, and we use just Digivolution cost or play cost. So it's still amazing. It absolutely amazing. Same again, because this is a Bloomlord deck. Our main level 5 has to be our 4 copies of Ayatarmon. Ayatar is still so good for the deck, for the inheritable to gain a memory whenever one of your Digimon comes suspended. Even whenever you've got a board set up and you just want to do that swarming, gain as much memory as possible. Adding with your level 7s for trashing and heading for security checks, it's absolutely amazing. Adding on to our level 5s, we're running 2 copies of Cherrymon. Was debating this last time about only keeping the 1 in, but now that we're actually using things like Tugimon, I have the space for it. So having the redirect on your opponent's turn onto another suspended Digimon, so even if you do attack and they're like, oh, we have something big and scary to get over, like Bloomlord, Hydra, Quartzmon, Cherrymon's just going to redirect it on the something small, and then I can't unsuspend. It's just nice. And then our final 2 level 5s are just the Lamont. Play the Yoshino for free, and the inheritable, where your opponent has a suspended Digimon security attack +1. It's just so good. It's so good. Under our level 6s, we have reduced our level 6 line as well as our level 7s. So we're running the 4 copies of Bloomlord because it is a Bloomlord deck. We all know what it does. May suspend one of your Digimon, gain a memory for every plant, vegetation, and fairy on the field, and then unsuspend, gain piercing for the Digivolving. Plain and simple. Plus the your turn effect for every 2 suspended Digimon on the field. Gets security attack +1 and +2000. And because this is such a swarming board still, you're still being able to add up to maybe 12, 14, 16k plus the inheritable. If you're lucky, 18,000 piercing through, doing all those security checks. It's just better board control than it is with the aggression. So it's doing something that a red deck loves to do with board control, board swarming, memory control. It's just amazing. And as it says, we reduced our level 6s down to 2 Hydramons because Hydramon is a perfect support. Not just for like Bloomlord, but for like Rosemon as well. For any plant vegetation fairy decks, this is just the best support. So Hydramon will always be a fantastic, when Digivolving, suspend one Digimon. So it could be your own Digimon, could be opponent's Digimon. All turns when opponent's Digimon comes suspended for every other plant, vegetation, or fairy, gain a memory that's suspended, and then end of your turn, for every if you have 2 or more suspended Digimon with plant, vegetation, or fairy on the field, target one of your opponent's Digimon that is suspended and put it to the bottom of the deck. So getting rid of anything big, heavy, it's just really, really nice. For level 7s, we're still running 2 Quartzmon. Quartzmon, best boy for any green deck. Well, any green, black, or white deck. Still fantastic. The win Digivolving, suspend everything. Nothing can unsuspend apart from Quartzmon on the alternate effect. And then the Quartzmon, when attacking, suspend an opponent's Digimon or Tamer. Then for every 5 that is suspended, and same again because this is a swarming board, you're gonna have that 5 on your side straight away. The trash 1 on the top of your opponent's security, and then hit in for the security check. Our last level 7 is a 1 copy of the burst mode Rosemon. Because we gain so much memory, Digivolving for 5. Even with Quartzmon gain the memory back, going in for 6. This is still fantastic to utilize for a mini Quartzmon for the turns. Like, your gut game next turn, you don't want to go the Quartzmon in it and like span this step, the game out. Just go in the burst mode, suspend opponent's Digimon and Tamer. Nothing can unsuspend on your opponent's side until the end of their turn, and then for every 2 that is suspended on their side, both Digimon and Tamer, trash 1. So it is a mini Quartzmon in itself for a turn, and the win attacking is just amazing to go with it. And as I say, we do run the memory set of Yoshinos, but I have reduced it down to 2. I still think this is really strong just with 2 Yoshinos. Yeah, it's a great memory setter, and when Digivolving into a plant, fairy, vegetation, gain a memory. But I don't feel like we need to run the 4 no more. It was great for BT13 because Bloomlord finally had, Bloomlord finally had a tamer that did more than what we wanted. The original Mimis was great for back in BT10 and stuff, but Yoshino just takes over. Adding on to the tamer ratio, we are running 3 copies of the new BT14 Mimi. This is the Mimi. Even whenever it was premiered and stuff, I would say this is the Mimi for Bloomlord. On play, reveal top 3, grab a plant, vegetation, or fairy, and then when a Digimon, not just yours, but your opponent's as well, becomes suspended, gain a memory. So even if we do go up against a deck that will stop us gaining memory from like Hydra and stuff, or Bloomlord, we're still going to gain memory back and keep it our turn to control the board. It's fantastic. And then, as you've seen in our rookie lineup, we do have the Ippamons, so at the same time, we're running the Louis to go with it. On play, could be level 3, level 4, level 5, could be a full line. You can bring it up, suspend, gain a memory. And every time your turn that a Digimon comes out of raise, gain a memory. It does what green likes to do. Putting this with the Ippamon, gain 2 memory, hatch an egg, start Digivolving line, play another one, bring it up, gain a memory. It's just really, really good. And our options has literally reduced from 5 to 3. So same again, we're still running the hidden potential discovered, and then adding on top of that 2 agility trainings. It's a very tight deck list, but it works really, really well. As you've seen in the deck there, in the game there, it can be consistent. I don't think I actually mulliganed in those games in any way, shape, or form. Every time I play test this, I don't feel like I've needed the mulligan as much. I can look at the hand and say, right, there's 3, maybe 4 different strategies I can go down. Doing the old strategy, getting up the eye tower, then raising, or you know what, I can chance this a wee bit. I'm gonna search, I'm gonna play out Togemon, then next turn Togemon effect, play out a Tamer, either the Mimi or the Yoshino, and then I can slowly build in the back and then still gain that memory for going into anything else in the front. I can be a wee bit more, you know, versatile in my plays, and it's really, really fun to do. But I really hope that you enjoyed the deck list. I hope, you know, any Bloomlord players or anybody that wants to try out green, this gives you some sort of idea of what way you want to go down. It doesn't have to be the exact same way. There's a lot of space to be more defensive or aggressive and stuff like that. It's how you build it, and I really hope to see some builds that might come back into the YouTube channel and say, oh, we built it this way and stuff like that. I love seeing new builds. I love seeing different variation of builds. So I really hope that you enjoyed this, and let me again thank you very much for the game, and thank you very much for premiering this deck list. But I hope you all enjoy yourselves and have a good day wherever you are.